Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the IU Natatorium on the campus of IUPUI, downtown Indianapolis, as we are coming to you on the Indiana Swimming YouTube channel, as we are ready for day one. This is session one of the 2021 Indiana Swimming Age Group Short Course Championships, sponsored by Speedo. Speedo is an official sponsor of the Indiana Swimming LSC and all championship meets. I'm Eric Eaton. I'm joined by the Executive Director of Indiana Swimming, Tony Young, as we get this event underway this weekend here in Indianapolis. And Tony, it's a two-side event, split up into a couple of sessions each day at each site. We're kind of here at the IU Natatorium and then also up at Elkhart as well. And this is the first time there's been an age group state championship meet contested here in the state of Indiana since 2019 due to the COVID.
Yeah, and I saw on social media, we're here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we finally made it. We're here. So it's exciting for us to be able to offer this meet to our athletes. There are 928 athletes from 71 teams competing in the two different venues. And we're getting ready for our first event, the 11-12 girls 200 IM.
Yeah, that'll be event one. Let's set the a lineup for you here today. Event one will be the 11-12 girls 200-yard individual medley, two heats of that. Then we're going to swing to event two. It'll be the boys 11-12s in the 200-yard individual medley. We'll take a 10-minute break here. This is the session one lineup, and then event three, girls 11, 12-year-olds in the 500 freestyle, then the boys 11 and 12-year-olds in the 500 freestyle. That'll wrap up the opening session here of the day here at the IU Natatorium, and then we'll be back a little bit later around 6 p.m. for session two. Lining the athletes up on the far side of the pool here for the opening event of this contest here at the IU Natatorium. Session two actually will begin at 6:30 p.m. In heat one here, we'll have three swimmers in the 11-12 girls 200-yard individual medley. And they're still being staged over on the far sideline there. Two heats, as I said, the meet records established in 2006 by Allie Day, 2:09.46 that time. In heat one and lane three, we'll have Yuritsi Pentel, 12-year-old from Vincennes swim team. Lane four will be Kennedy Landis, 12-year-old from Terre Haute Torpedoes. And lane five will be Emma Koo, 11-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. As we get ready to get the meet underway, the top of your screen will be at the IU Natatorium is lane one, and at the bottom of your screen is lane 8. So the first three swimmers are on the block here. Heat one of two, 11-12 girls, 200-yard individual medley. Underway.
Now, last weekend we were at this, well, a couple weekends ago we had the high school girls and high school boys championships, then on to the senior championships. Now what makes the senior championships and the high school meets so special, it is the developmental group. This is the group that feeds those programs. So coaches know that with a strong age group program, you're going to have a strong senior team and a strong high school team.
On the butterfly leg, including the butterfly leg, lane three, Pantal of Vincennes has had the lead at the turn there as they transition to backstroke. We should mention there are no spectators here this weekend at the IU Natatorium for this event due to the COVID mitigation.
So athletes, as we watch the 200 IM, we're going to watch the developmental skills, the developmental racing skills through the weekend and see which teams, what coaches really have ingrained these underwater racing skills. Backstroke, breaststroke transition as an example, long pullouts into the age group programs that are as they start out here at 11, 12-year-olds.
Really good backstroke leg by Emma Koo in lane 5 from the Carmel Swim Club as she opens up a little more than a body length lead over the rest of the competition here as she starts the breaststroke.
So again, IM, a 50 of butterfly, 50 of backstroke, 50 of breaststroke, and 50 of freestyle. What we're looking for here is the transition of muscle groups, and we're looking at how the lead can change. Take a look in the middle of the pool. Looks like lane number 4. That's Kennedy Landis from Terre Haute with the best breaststroke split.
Yeah, as Landis now looks like she's nosed ahead a little bit of Koo, so it's a kind of a unique situation here in this opening heat. We've got three competitors, and all three swimmers, Tony, at one point have led in this race so far.
Well, we are going to be scoreboard watching for you, and we're going to talk about who is the fastest swimmer at the pool at the time, not necessarily who's leading. But Kennedy Landis with a 40.90 breaststroke split. Let's see if she's got closing speed. But Emma Koo's right on her hip.
All these events are time finals as well, so the overall winner can come out of any of our heats at either site.
And remember, these are combined results So leading after in our site here in Indianapolis doesn't necessarily mean that's an overall winner. We're going to be giving you complete results at the end of the night.
And the lead changes again on the freestyle, and Emma Koo will win the opening heat from the Carmel Swim Club in a time of 2:22.75, and establishes the time to beat as we head to the second heat. And heat 2 here of 11-12 girls 200-yard individual medley. Young ladies are now coming in from the far sideline. And will take their positions behind the block. All right, in Heat 2 in Lane 1, we'll have Sarah McPherson, 12-year-old from Washington Township Swim Club. Lane 2, Avery Hannon, 12-year-old from the Southeastern Swim Club of Fishers. Lane 3, Emily Wolf, 12-year-old from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers. Lane 4 is Addison Carlisle, 12-year-old from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers. Lane 5 is Lucy Enoch, 12-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Lane 6 is Lila Theriak, 12-year-old from the Mooresville Area Swim Team. And in Lane 7, Jovi Mowry, a 12-year-old from Franklin Regional.
So as Eric was saying, we're going to be watching the fastest time in our sessions and follow through the heats to see who's the fastest swimmer out of our location.
On the butterfly leg, swimmer swimming a 50-yard butterfly to get this race started. Looks like in Lane 4, in the middle of the pool here, it's Addison Carlisle with the lead as she's going to transition now to backstroke.
Nice transition. What a transition isn't just turning and changing directions, but it's about finding your race stroke, finding your race tempo right off the bat.
Good start by Carlisle. She looks to have a strong backstroke leg as well there in Lane 4. In second place right below her in Lane 5 is Enoch from the Carmel Swim Club.
So we're obviously watching racing skills, underwater racing skills. So you saw the dolphin kicks underwater off the backstroke leg. Now watch the length of the pullouts. The goal is their feet past the flags and as far out to the yellow hash mark as possible. Nice pullouts across the board.
Enoch now appears to be gaining on Carlisle here on the breaststroke leg in Lane 5.
Turns, two-handed touch, knees up underneath the body, quick hip turn, and let's see if they get a great breath and a power motion is the pullout. It is a racing skill. The breaststroke underwater pullout is a racing skill. Transitioning from underwater racing to the top, racing on the top of the water. Strong
breaststroke leg for Enoch. Has her more than a body length lead as she hits the freestyle in Lane 5 as the leader.
Yeah, it's a tremendous breaststroke split at 35.42.
Second place, Carlisle in Lane 4. Third place in Lane 3 is Emily Wolf. A little less than 25 yards to go now for the leader, Enoch.
Lucy came in with a seed time of about a 2:13. She's going to blow that away.
And Lucy Enoch is going to post the fastest time here from the Indianapolis site with a time of 2:07.03. Second place to Carlisle, 2:10.34 the time, and third place was Emily Wolf in Lane 3, 2:15.48. Now we'll switch to the guys now. 11-12 boys, same event, 200-yard individual medley. Carter Lancaster holds the Meeting Association record set in 2019, the last time this event was held, with a time of 1:58.82. In Heat 1, in Lane 1, Alden Seals, 12-year-old from Southeastern Swim Club of Fishers. Lane 2, Austin Carlisle, 11-year-old from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers. Lane 3 is Gareth Thomas, 11-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Lane 4 will have Eddie Zhu, 11-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Lane 5 will be Jaga Pogba, 12-year-old from Pacesetter Aquatics. Lane 6, Jack Street, 11-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. And in Lane 7, Aiden Clark, the 12-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Once again, Lane 1 at the top of your screen here at the IU Natatorium, Lane 8 at the bottom.
Nice breaststroke lead off. Easy speed over there in lane number 4. That is Eddie Zhu from Carmel. You can see how loose he is in the shoulders. That nice soft landing zone out front. Keeping his butterfly relaxed as he builds into the 50 transition to backstroke. Watch the underwater kickouts. Watch and see how far your athlete is racing. Your favorite athlete is racing off the turns. Not necessarily just kicking, but racing. It has to be a nice transition of holding your momentum all the way off the wall as long as you can.
Good battle for second behind Zhu. Lanes 5, 6, and 7, Pogba, Street, and Clark.
So as Eric said, out of any heat, the top times can come, whether it is here in Indy or in Elkhart. So a nice first 100 here for Zhu.
See if anybody can gain on Zhu in this breaststroke leg.
Yeah.
Nice lead so far.
And nice backstroke split as well, 35-1-3. Some good backstrokers in the field, though. Breaststrokers starting to make the move, but Zhu's got quite a lead, and if he's leading after the breaststroke, obviously a distinct advantage to be into freestyle while everybody else is still swimming the breaststroke. Nice breaststroke split over here in 6th, the way it looks.
Yeah, the rest of the field has come together on the breaststroke leg behind Zhu here. As Zhu hits the freestyle leg, 50 to go for him.
All right, let's see who has the fastest breaststroke split in the field. It looks like Pagva at 40.82. Tremendous breaststroke split there as he moves up into 2nd.
Yeah, he's in lane 5, just below the leader, Zhu.
Nice dolphin kicks off the wall. Smooth transition from underwater racing to racing on top of the water. That it cannot be something you take for granted. That's a skill, a racing skill, transitioning.
Lane 6, Jack Streak with a good freestyle leg. He'll finish 3rd, but Eddie Zhu will take the win, 221.05 to establish the time to beat. 2nd place went to Pagva, 223.41, and Street in lane 6 got 3rd, 224.03 as we move to heat 2 now. 11-12 boys, 200-yard individual medley. In lane 1, Nash King, 12-year-old from Hoosier Hills Otters. Lane 2 will be Kanta Katoka, 12-year-old from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers. Lane 3, William Allen, 12-year-old from Riviera Swim Team. Lane 4 is Corey Han, 12-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Lane 5 is Alex Koo, 12-year-old from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers. Lane 6 is Max Seraphin Odell, 12-year-old from Indiana Swim Club. Lane 7, Grant Weir, 11-year-old from the Jasper Aquatic Wildcats. And in lane 8, we have Brogan Wilson, a 12-year-old from the East Central Swim Team.
So what was that fastest time for the first heat?
It was 2:20.205, I believe.
Nice time drop for Eddie. Again, nice soft landing zone by your leader out there in lane number 4. That is Corey Hahn. Nice and smooth on the way out. Come in on the long stroke to do your turn. And again, transitioning to backstroke. Nice transition there in lane number 5. That was Alex Koo from Fast. Really got nice, smooth transition into his backstroke strokes and tempo.
Corey Hahn, the leader in lane 4 from Carmel Swim Club.
Natatorium has 9-foot wide lanes, so we want those athletes to really swim. Coaches do point A to point B, right down the middle of the lane. Otherwise, they're doing a little bit of circle swimming as they do in practice. Any add-on to the 200 IM becomes a 201 IM.
Yeah. Battle for 2nd behind Hahn. We've got lanes 3 and 5 here.
Hahn had a 32.03 backstroke split, fastest in the field.
Allen in lane 3 and Koo in 5, battling for that 2nd spot on the breaststroke leg.
So the athletes got to bring it now. They're not just racing the athletes in this field, but racing 2 or 3 heats from the athletes up in Elkhart. So don't leave anything in the tank here. Guess I'm stating the obvious, right?
It's Corey Hahn. 50 to go. Leads in lane 4.
Nice breaststroke split in lane number 3. And top of your screen in lane 1, that is Nash King.
William Allen in 2nd place in lane 3. He's on the freestyle leg. Time to beat, 2:22.05. Corey Hahn. Like on his way to doing that.
Comes in with a 2:12.58 as his seed time. He's going to beat that.
So Corey stops the clock at 2:10.54. Second place is going to go to, looks like Koo in lane 5, 2:16.83 to the 2:16.90 of Trent Allen, who got 3rd.
So again, you're racing for top 16 here, not necessarily just racing for top place. Obviously, we can't see the athletes that we're racing against in Elkhart. We'll be able to watch them on Meet Mobile if you're following from home. There's a good shot of the athletes in the pool.
So we're going to take a 10-minute break here from swimming, and then we'll have 2 more events to wrap up this opening session here at the IU Natatorium. 11-12 girls in the 500 freestyle and the 11-12 boys also in the 500 free. Once again, we're coming to the on the Indiana Swimming YouTube channel, the 2021 Indiana Swimming Age Group Short Course Championship sponsored by Speedo here at the Indianapolis site, the IU Natatorium. This is session 1, day 1. And we'll thank our camera operator providing you the pictures here this afternoon. That's Mackenzie Berger. Let's also thank some sponsors. Speedo is an official sponsor of the Indiana Swimming LSC and all championship meets. The Elsmore Swim Shop. The Elsmore Swim Shop is the official supplier/sponsor of Indiana Swimming and Team Indiana. And we have Oceans Apparel. Oceans Apparel is a proud sponsor of the 2021 Indiana Swimming Age Group and Senior State Meets. Over the past 20 years, Oceans Apparel has helped organizations raise over $2.5 million to help support youth athletics. Now with the Oceans Apparel app, you can skip the line and order directly from your phone. Download the app on the iOS App Store or Google Play and place your order while you're watching the meet. You can also order on the website at shopoceansapparel.com. Other sponsors of the event this weekend here at the IU Natatorium and also up at Elkhart, northern part of the state: Team Unify, Bag Tags, Hasty Awards, and Pack Safe. So we have the 11-12 girls 500 freestyle 2 heats coming up here shortly after a break, and we've already got the even only after one event, we've got the warm down or warm up pools, if you prefer it that way, and already in full operation mode. The diving well and the south pool here at the IU Natatorium. We'll be back on after the 500 free. We'll take a short break in the broadcast, and then we'll come back this evening for the second session here at the IU Natatorium, scheduled to begin at 6:30 p.m. Our lineup for this evening in session 2, 13-14 girls in the 400 individual medley. Then it'll be followed by the boys in the same event. That'll be events 5 and 6. Then events 7 and 8. 13-14 girls in the 500 free. 13-14 boys follow in the 500 freestyle. Another short break. And then the final event of the opening day here of competition at the IU Natatorium. Events 9 and 10, 13-14 girls in the 400 medley relay, and then the 13-14 boys in the same event, the 400 medley relay. And that's everything that will transpire in day 1 here at the IU Natatorium. Then tomorrow, day 2, coverage begins here at 8:30 a.m. in the morning at the IU Natatorium with 11-12 girls in 200 freestyle. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Indiana Swimming. Indiana Swimming is one of the 59 local swimming committees that make up USA Swimming. Indiana Swimming would like to wish all of this weekend's competitors good luck and fast times. Indiana Swimming, creating opportunities for swimmers to realize their dreams. And Tony, it's been a long break for these age group swimmers, for many of them, to have any type of competition other than maybe swimming against teammates in wherever their home pool might be. So they've got to be really excited about the opportunity to compete here this weekend.
I think so. I think the kids themselves, they're not sure what to expect because obviously this isn't the norm. This isn't having fans in the stands. But we've gone through a series of 4 to 5 meets already, and we don't see any drop-off on performance.
No.
Last weekend at the Senior Championship, we saw 8 records fall in the men's competition. So I'm thinking we may see a couple records fall this weekend here at Age Group State as well. So the athletes out there, I think the coaches have them prepared. I think they know that this is state meet. They need their best performance. And as you move up the chain of progression in high-quality meets, they're obviously trying to qualify for central zones or sectionals, futures or junior nationals. They really have to swim fast in the morning. They have to swim fast when it counts, or you don't make it to finals. So this kind of scenario that we're providing for them here is an opportunity, and I think the athletes are ready. They're relaxed. And I think that's interesting. It's a different type of dynamic. We saw it throughout many of the meets when they almost everybody gets a parade of athletes. Everybody gets to walk out. That's not something that's a norm. So there are some different things, some positives that come out of this meet, and the athletes getting an opportunity to compete. Now, it'll be interesting to watch scoreboard watching.
Yeah, they'll be doing that, and they can do that obviously through their phones in a number of ways.
And they will be.
Yeah.
And we'll post the results as soon as we can, and we'll put them out on social media. It is a challenge for the athletes, at least in this particular meet. They're in there with the same genders, the 11-12 girls and 11-12 boys. And I think that helps because, they're in there with a lot of their friends and a lot of people they go to school with, where we saw the men's and women's competition for the senior state championship, and they were separate. So I think the age group state championship offers something unique in nature. They're going to get a lot of rest, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. The age group state championship that we offer in its normal format is a marathon.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, you and I know we're exhausted by the time we come out of announcing. You can imagine, the athletes come out of prelims and then into finals and then over and over with relays all in the same session. We will see relays later on this weekend. But it is also an exhausting meet, and that also is something that takes away from performance. So a lot more rest here. We should see some great performances across the board.
Well, Tony, obviously the question begs, let's talk a little bit about, some of the challenges over the last year for these age group swimmers. Many of them may not even had their normal customary pool that they're used to training and available to them for quite a period of time.
What a good point. And there's still teams that are displaced right now. Still not in their home pools in a few parts of the state, and still trying to get those home pools open. Not, school districts only allowing swimmers from their high school teams into their pools, or allowing just athletes from their school district, and which means other kids that were on, club teams are a mixture of a lot of different programs and schools. And it has taken away, I think, from opportunities for kids. There's some teams that are not participating in divisionals or in this meet because of the fact that they haven't had the opportunity to train. So 900 and some kids, it's probably we average between 1,000 and 1,100 athletes at this particular meet. So we do see some effect of athletes not having the ability to train or continue to train. And following the protocols that we are this weekend, we are kind of abided to do so through our safety plans that are not only through the local and state health departments, but also the IU natatorium here. And obviously we keep things to a very high standard, and for us to be able to offer spectators, we would have had to limit the amount of athletes in the meet, and we didn't want to do that.
Yeah. So giving everybody the best opportunity to compete here this weekend. It meant no fans this weekend, but hopefully maybe that'll change a little bit in the summer. We'll wait and see on that. Next event, 11-12 girls 500-yard freestyle. 2 heats coming up. It looks like young ladies for Heat 1 are beginning to make their way to the starting block area. Be 20 lengths of the pool. And we'll get some lap counters for these young ladies as well at the far end of the pool.
Still an opportunity to buy some of the meet apparel. And Oceans Apparel has got an online app for anybody listening at home. That online app is an easy way to purchase your favorite team gear from the age group state meet. I guess we call it the COVID age group state meet, right?
So in this opening heat, the 11-12 girls 500-yard freestyle lanes 3 through 6 will be used. Meet record goes way back to 1983. Paula Stedick, 5:00.78. She set the association record that same year, and that time is 4:53.98.
Well, you're right. We talked about a couple records that got broken last weekend at the senior state meet that have been around for a long time. This is one of those ones, 5:00.78. Definitely a shot from your top seed. Emily Wolf has a shot at that.
Come up in the second heat. She's seated near the meet record. Looks like we've got the lap counters in position down there. Let's take a look at the lane assignments here for Heat 1. In lane 3, we'll have Kaylee Schotting, a 12-year-old from Franklin Regional. Lane 4 is Riley Revere, 12-year-old from the Terre Haute Torpedoes. Lane 5 is Sophia Floyd, 11-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. And lane 6 is Emma Koo, 11-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. And we're underway. 20 lengths of the pool, 500-yard freestyle.
20 lengths to the pool, as we've watched in some of our championship meets over the past few weeks. The nervous energy that sometimes takes over, and that nervous energy is not having a championship meet for a long time, and somebody having the opportunity to be in the state meet sometimes takes over. The nerves take over, and it takes those athletes go out a little bit with too much nervous energy, not allowing them for a good back half. Now, 11-12s are different than those seniors. Those seniors try to go out with easy speed and really use the race strategy of the 500. So we'll watch our athletes as they progress through the 500. We'll tell you kind of who's managing the race, who looks like they're managing the race the best as they build into the first 200.
Riley Revere in lane 4 leads at the 100-yard mark from the Terre Haute Torpedoes.
You look at some of these young athletes and their technical skills. And I'm talking about stroke mechanics and just how efficient they are. And you watch the athletes right now, even in 11-12 age group, and you're looking at Riley. She's not really using her legs at this point. You know, she kicks a little bit now. She's starting to build into the race, but you don't see a lot of overuse of the legs by anybody in the field right now.
Battle for second below Riley. Lane 6 and 7 here, early stages. We have Floyd in 6 and Floyd in 5 and Koo in 6, both from the Carmel Swim Club.
Fastest swimmer in the field was 33.99. That was Emma Koo. And we may be seeing athletes in back-to-back events here, obviously. The 200 IM and the 500 free. Nothing different than we normally see on a Friday evening. And remember, in short course, in traditional format, they're swimming 2 pools, so they're obviously about the same amount of rest. So we'll keep an eye on the field as they swim through the back half of the race.
Revere still leads through the 200-yard mark. And just a slight edge for second place is Floyd in 5 over Koo.
All right, now you watch over in lane number 6. Slowly building into that swim again is Koo. Lane number 5, Sophie Floyd, her teammate, training partner, but still Riley Revere. 34.43 for her, and she is still the fastest swimmer in the pool right now.
A little less than halfway to go for Riley in the event.
Kenzie.
Battle for second still strong here. Floyd in 5 and Koo in 6. As Revere goes through 300 yards as the leader in lane 4.
33.97. She's starting 33.97 for Revere. So you watch the back half. The strategy is to start building into your third and fourth 100. They start making the moves slowly but surely, taking tenths of seconds off each 50. Remember, splits are based off of turn to turn. So even the 11, 12-year-olds know that how important turns are in a distance race, or in this case, a middle distance race.
Carmel's teammates still battling each other strong there in 5 and 6. The question is will one of them maybe try to break away from the other one and get up there and challenge Revere for the lead? This is obviously a timed final, so the goal is to set the fastest time you can. If you're going to do that, you're going to have to get up and challenge Revere for the lead.
Looks like she's got a lot of legs. You look at her build her legs into the back half of this swim now, increasing her tempo as she comes up on the 400. Good race strategy. Watch head down. See that little short breath. Got to keep that head and shoulders moving right into those turns. Coaches don't want you breathing into the turns, and as they get older, they're going to use dolphin kicks and underwater racing skills, even in the 500 freestyle. So the turn is maintaining momentum, not just a turning around point. That's where the most power except for off the start, comes from, is that power off the walls. And here's the bell lap coming up.
2 lengths to the pool left for Riley Revere, the leader in lane 4 here. Heat 1, 11-12 girls 500-yard freestyle.
Riley's time coming in was a 5:43.19, and she is well ahead of that. You're right. Training partners going at it on the bottom of our screen in 5 and 6. That's Floyd and Koo.
So we'll see who wins that battle. But here comes Riley Revere. She's going to establish the time to be here at the Indianapolis site in the 500 free. And that time will be 5:36.23. Getting second was Koo in lane 6, 5:41.20. Sophie Floyd got third, 5:42.34 her time. Heat 2 now. In lane 1, Grace Parsons, 12-year-old from Terre Haute Torpedoes. Lane 2 is Kira Hunter, 11-year-old from Zionsville Swim Club. Lane 3, we have Sabrina Ledwith, 12-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Lane 4 is Emily Wolf, a 12-year-old from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers. Lane 5, Lucy Enoch, 12-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Lane 6 is Yaretsi Pantal, 12-year-old from Vincent Swim Team. Lane 7 is Connolly Furnish, 12-year-old from Club Olympia Swim Team. And in lane 8, Emma Small, 11-year-old from Franklin Regional Swim Team. And the top seed here at the Indianapolis site is Emily Wolf. Came in with a seed time of 5:02.51, and as we said at the outset of the event here, the meet record is 5:00.78.
That's a tough one to break. You've got to swim a smart race and have a great back half to go 5:00 as an 11, 12-year-old. But at the top of your screen in lane number 3, it looks like Sabrina Ledwith is going to be right on her shoulder all the way through the race. Now, when you're watching racing skills, watch distance per stroke, how many strokes the athletes are taking. Some of that is based off of the length of their turn and their wall and their breakout. The breakout is when they transition from underwater racing to racing on top of the water. And that smooth transition is keeping that nice body line, that streamline when you're making that transition from underwater racing to racing on top. And that's a smooth move. Thinking about the bottom arm is the first pull.
Wolf for the lead. He's got a couple Carmel Swim Club teammates right with her here, early stages of the race. Ledwith in 3 and Enoch in 5. Enoch, of the 3, is the only one, I believe, that swam the opening event here, the 200 IM. So 200 yards now complete for Wolf, the leader in 4. Wolf about a body length lead at this point over Enoch in 5.
Coming up on the 300 is your leader, lane number 4, Emily Wolf.
Extending her lead a little bit over Enoch.
3:03.66. We have some races in the races right now over there in lanes 1 and 2, and particularly 6 and 7 down at the bottom of our screen. That's Pantel and Furnish battling it out for 4th and 5th. Up at the top of your screen, we have Parsons from Terre Haute also making a move for 4th.
Wolf was about a second quicker on that last 50 than the swimmer in second place, which is Enoch in 5. 100 yards to go this time at the starting block end for the leader, Emily Wolf. Time to beat 5:36.23 from the opening heat here at the Indianapolis site. Bell lap for the leader, Emily Wolf from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers. 50 to go for her. Final turn of the race for Emily Wolf at the far end of the pool. Now she wants to finish strong because she's got swimmers at this northern side. In Elkhart, she's going to have a faster time and wants to take first overall. And for Wolf, stops the clock at a time of 5:07.38. Second place in the heat goes to Enoch, 5:16.23 in lane 5. And third place was Sabrina Ledwith in lane 3 in a time of 5:19.04.
Seeing some tremendous time drops across the field. In fourth was Pantel, 5:31. Pantel came in at a 5:36, like a 5-second drop, so we're seeing some great time drops here. Heading into the boys' Seoul Heat.
Event 4, 11-12 boys, 500-yard freestyle. As Tony said, one heat of time finals, so they'll compete against how many ever heats there are up at Elkhart in this event for the boys. In lane 1, Sam Hall, 12-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Lane 2 is Eddie Zhu, 11-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Lane 3 is Alejandro Stoner, 12-year-old from Avon Community Swim Team. Lane 4 is Corey Hahn, 12-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Lane 5 is Alexander Rees, 12-year-old from Franklin Regional Swim Team. Lane 6 is Max Serafin-Odell, 12-year-old from Indiana Swim Club. Lane 7, we have Austin Carlisle, the 11-year-old from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers. And in lane 8, Austin Bruford, 11-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Meet record is also an old one here on the boys as well. In the 11-12-year-old boys 500 free goes back to 1993. Jason Mallory with a 4:51.40.
Out with some early speed over there. In lane number 3 is Stoner from Avon. Only one heat of the boys 500 here. Again, you're racing against multiple heats here in Indianapolis and Elkhart. Slowly building in there is Corey Hahn into his first 100. Nice, slow and smooth on the front half of his race. Long turns.
Stoner with the lead at the 100 in lane 3.
Good distance per stroke.
Stoner first, followed by Hahn, and then in third place it's going to be Alexander Rees in 5.
The 150, fastest swimmer in the pool is Stoner at a 31.93, followed closely by Hahn at a 31.94. So those two are really going to have a nice little match race here as they go through building into the 200. Again, how do they set up that race? Be able to have a great back half. Stoner looking smooth. Hahn with great distance per stroke. In third place in 5 is Rise from Franklin. Good long turns by both of your first two swimmers. At the 250, both athletes starting to build in their legs a little bit, watching their coaches. Give them signals. They're on pace. Both at 235 at the 250. Basically on a 5:15 or less pace. In third place, from Franklin in lane number 5 is Rise. Now over there in lane 2 coming on strong is Eddie Zhu. And again, these athletes are pulling double duty here. 200 IM, 500 back-to-back this evening.
Good battle for the lead here. Stoner and Hahn as they go through the 300-yard mark.
Slightly faster was Corey Hahn on that split, 32.74. They're both breathing out of their competition side. I mean, they can see each other on their breathing side, whether they're breathing left or right. So obviously turns are going to become important. You may outswim people between the flags, but you have to race them on the walls. Stoner sees his coach and picks it up a notch.
Yeah, all of a sudden he just a little burst there.
Yep, that was a kind of coach-driven, I think. All right, 31.92 for Stoner. He kind of made his move there, didn't he?
Hahn staying within his race, it looks like at this point, even though Stoner made that little breakaway move.
Hahn split 31.92, fastest swimmer in the pool. You look at the lap counters down at the far end of the pool, you will see them start to shake those lap counters up and down. That's kind of an indication from coaches. Time to pick up the race. So goal here is not to pick it up too fast too soon. You got to keep it up and keep efficient when you increase your effort, so you keep your legs for the back half of the race. 32.43 for Stoner, fastest swimmer in the pool right now.
On his final 100 is Stoner. Again, only one heat here at the Indianapolis site. 11-12 boys 500-yard freestyle. Time final. Competing against the Elkhart side as well. Bell lap this time for Stoner in lane 4. He's led it wire to wire so far. Hahn has been right there with him for most of the race, though.
There we go. Let's see who has the closing speed. Corey Hahn's got some legs left, but Stoner's been having the quick tempo. He grabs that water quickly. High elbow catch underwater. Let's see what the turns look like. Got to have racing turns at the end of a competition of a 500 race, because you know it's nothing but guts at this point.
Yeah, his coach has been very animated on the far sideline the whole race.
You bet.
And looks like Stoner's going to win this sole heat here at Indianapolis. Alejandro Stoner in a time of 5:16.78.
30.97 coming up here in third.
5:18.11 for Hahn, who got second. In third will be in lane 5, Alexander Rise, 5:30.66 his time.
Again, we're calling the races here. Some of the times from the heats up in Elkhart could be faster, but we're hoping we get the best performances here at the IU Natatorium. Nice swims, gentlemen, as we end up competition.
Again, the broadcast brought to you by Speedo. Speedo, an official sponsor of the Indiana Swimming LSC and all championships events. Also, Elsmore Swim Shop, Oceans Apparel, Team Unify, Bag Tags, Hasty Awards, and Pack Save. Also sponsors as well here at this event this weekend at the IU Natatorium 2021 Indiana Swimming Age Group Short Course Championships, sponsored by Speedo. So the next session, Tony, will begin at 6:30 here at the IU Natatorium. 13-14 girls and the 400 individual medley boys will follow, so they're going to get started with a very tough event.
So athletes will come in. What will happen here, athletes will warm down, and then we are going to see the cleaning crews come in and disinfect and make sure that all the areas within the venue have been, really our mitigation tools have been maximized. And then the second group will check in and warm-ups will start, and we'll be back at 6:30.
I want to thank Mackenzie Berger, who is helping us out, run the camera here for this opening session. And that'll wrap up the opening session here from the IU Natatorium 2021 Indiana Swimming Age Group Short Course Championship, sponsored by Speedo. 11, 12-year-olds have concluded their opening session of the weekend. And as we said, at 6:30, 13, 14-year-olds will get underway here at the IU Natatorium. For the Executive Director of Indiana Swimming, Tony Young, I'm Eric Eaton saying so long, everyone, and thanks for watching. We'll be back at 6:30.